Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Rewind the Times. Well, the show that talks about past, present, future. Man, it feels like a lot of things I've been talking about lately are just all DCU stuff. I've already seen Black Adam 3 times. I've already gone out to see this movie 3 times. I love it, man. I feel like every time I go to see this movie, I see something different in it. Or, you know what I mean? Or because I know the scene's coming up, I kind of keep my eye on other things that are going on in the scene. It really is a good movie, man. I still keep my rating out of 10. I still give it 7.5 out of 10. Um, I get so excited. That opening scene where Black Adam is introduced, the anti-gang, they go in there, they're looking for the crown of Sabak. That scene is just a welcome to the DCEU, I'm here scene. The death toll is amazing. One thing that DC does that I love, and they do it better than Marvel. I mean, they do it better than just about anybody. Paramount, anything, anybody I can think of. Their fighting scenes, the way they move them fast, like how they show slow mo, like when they're like when the Flash is running, how they show the Flash running, like the slow mo. They do it with Superman. Like I said, the Flash, Black Adam, the way he punches. They do it better than any other company. And the other thing they do that is better than any other company is the floating, the flying. The Rock looks amazing as Black Adam. He's actually up. Black Adam's up for actually three. It got nominated for three awards. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I just read it the other day. I'm sorry, I read it this morning. But when the Rock floats, when he's floating and gliding, you can see his cloak just going into the wind. It looks so unbelievable. Like this movie, they do that so great, man. The DC they always do the slow mo fight scenes. And I don't mean the slow mo where it's like slow, I don't mean that. I mean like the way they make him move, like the Flash, how the Flash moves. They do it better than anybody. And the floating, where Rock, he must have had a leg cramp in this movie because he looks like he's floating the whole time. I mean, he just looks amazing. I love watching his presence on the screen. I see people love Pierce Brosnan, and I think his portrayal of Kent as Dr. Fate is just it's amazing, and I do want him back. And The Rock has confirmed that he is coming back, so that is definitely good. I think the one thing I do notice about this movie, and I think the reason they did it this way is because you don't really get a lot of the backstory of these guys. It's kind of like Amanda Waller, she comes in and she asks, like, hey, who's on the team? Who's going to help you get Black Adam? And he's like, I'm getting Cyclone, and she does Wind, and I'm getting Atom Smasher, he grows, and then I'm bringing in Kent, who's the veteran, who can pack a punch. But I think the reason they give a little bit is I think they're going to do origins. They are going to definitely do origin stories. I can see Aldous Hodge getting his own movie. I can definitely see Pierce Brosnan getting his own movie. And then I can see Cyclone and Atom Smasher getting something together, showing the different directions of their life and how they became their powers. Because remember, I said in the movie, it does talk a little bit about their past. How Cyclone she had the nanobots, and someone kidnapped her when she was 15 years old, and the nanobots were put in her. And that's how she came up with the wind manipulation. And Atom Smasher, he got the suit from his uncle, who was the other Atom Smasher. So I like that. I like how they give you enough where you want more, and I think that's the whole purpose of it. I think that's why they did it like that. The movie's doing great. So far in 6 days, since Thursday to yesterday, it made $152 million on a $200 million budget. It still got 2 more weekends. This weekend coming up and the weekend after that, before I'll actually have some competition in Wakanda Forever. My initial thought was this movie was going to make $900 million. I don't know if it's going to make $900 million. I think it made the most it's made for any movie that Rock's ever done for a Friday. It made $5 million on a Friday, and I think on a Tuesday it made $4 million. So I think if this movie to be considered, in my opinion, to be considered successful, it's already successful to me. But money wise, you know how it is. I think it has to make anywhere between 450 and 500. I want to see it make more than that, and it should, because it is better than Thor: Love and Blunder, and it's definitely better than Multiverse of One Madness. We're gonna show. Don't understand that movie. How it brought you through 15 timelines in a show, but really it showed one multiverse. So I really do hope that this movie does make that 450, 500 budget. That's what I want. So, but like I said, man, go out and support it. It's a great movie. I absolutely love it. There's a lot of shit that's going on in DC right now. I mean, a lot of stuff that's going on in DC. One thing that's going on in DC is, man, DC is run by two new people, Peter Safran, and James Gunn, and I love this news. I absolutely love it. First of all, I love James Gunn's vision. I've always loved his vision. Peacemaker was amazing. We all love what he did with John Cena and Amelia Earhart and all those. God, that crew! I can't wait for season 2 to start filming. I just love that. How I got the Justice League to come in, and that was just so cool. The last episode. What he's done with Guardians of the Galaxy, and Peter Safran, he's always been a producer on everything. So I wasn't surprised by seeing his name, but Gunn was the one I was shocked with, and I love it. I would love. First of all, I'd love to see Green Lantern in this universe. We haven't had a Green Lantern movie. I know right now they were talking about rebooting it, because Finn Wittrock was supposed to play Guy Gardner, and Alan Scott was supposed to be played by some other guy, and they just canceled it. I guess the guy that was supposed to do it has left, so he's not gonna be doing it. So they're gonna rebooting the whole thing with Hal Jordan and I believe Jon Stewart. So I'm excited about that. But I want to see a James Gunn's version of the Green Lantern Corps. Doesn't that sound amazing, man? Wow, man, his vision would be so cool with that. Man, the way his outlook is on Guardians of the Galaxy. I just love to see what he would do with the. Imagine seeing Kilowog or, Sinestro. Oh man, and all the other Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps is huge. It has so many. Because remember, each sector has a protector, and I really do like the first Green Lantern movie that came out with Ryan Reynolds. I like it a lot, actually. That was actually supposed to be the movie. A lot of people don't remember this or don't know this, but that was actually supposed to be the first movie in the DCEU, which is not called that no more. I believe it's going to be called DC Films, or DC Films or DC Studios. I can't remember. I'm sorry, man. I think DC Studios. It's going to be called that, which is going to be pretty cool. So I haven't heard that it's not going to be called the DCEU no more, but I think it's just going to be called the DCU, so the DC Universe. And then there's DC Films, or it's not going to be called DC Films anymore. It's going to be called DC Studios. It's one of the two. I'm kind of getting mixed up because of Marvel Studios, but I know they're changing the name. I believe it's going from DC Films to DC Studios, and I think it's still going to be called the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe. If it's not, then it's going to be called just the DCU, which is just the DC Universe. But yeah, man, that is gonna be. I'd love to see a Green Lantern movie. But Ryan Reynolds, his original Green Lantern movie was supposed to start off the whole DCEU before Man of Steel in 2013. But I guess it just didn't do really good. And to be honest with you, it's one of my favorite movies in that world. I think he does a great version of Hal Jordan, who's arrogant and cocky, good-looking guy. I think he does a great version of it. I love that. I mean, some people do include that in part of that. It is part of the DC world, but it's not part of the DCEU. So but I kind of like to think back in the way it is, because I remember when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, and they had Jon Stewart in it, the Green Lantern. I believe that in the background was supposed to be Hal Jordan. That's Zack Snyder. That would have been really cool to see that, man. I think fans would have been going nuts, and it's us fans that love seeing little things like that, little Easter eggs like that, which is just so cool. So there's a lot going on in the DC world, man. The DC has been tumbling down for a long time, so to see all these good things coming in, it makes me feel good. I feel like as DC fans, we're winning for the first time in a long time. So Black Adam's doing good. We still got 4 more movies coming out. I was looking at I was online. I was looking at some Wikipedia stuff and looking at some stuff that people are putting out. There is another Black Adam sequel that's in the talk. Obviously, we've got the Man of Steel 2 or whatever that's going to be called. We have that. That's already in the works. The Black Adam movie's in the works. Black Canary, that's the one that I'm really interested of where it's going to be. Online, it says it is going to be part of the DCEU. Let's just say that it's part of it. Let's just say it's the DCU now until I officially hear it's called DCU. So Black Canary is supposed to be part of the DCEU, but it's supposed to be on HBO Max. And David Zaslav said any big movies like that are supposed to go in the theaters. So the script is being written right now. Remember, we also got Wonder Woman being written too. You know, she's supposed to have two, Wonder Woman 2 and 3. I'm sorry, 3 and 4. So we're supposed to have 2 more movies. You know, Ben Affleck's coming back. I love that, man. His Batman's coming back in some movies. Rumors is that he signed a 3-picture deal. We don't know, but that's rumors. Just to see him back in the Flash and Aquaman. I think we're gonna see him somewhere else. He might sneak in a Blue Beetle here or there, but Black Canary is right now is the one that I'm kind of getting excited hearing about. It's those odd characters that I like, because you know we all know about Superman and Batman, and Batman's my favorite superhero of all time. But we already know about the Wonder Womans. Like, I want to hear the Flashes. I want to hear something different. That's why I really love Black Adam, because it was just a different character that you don't see portrayed a lot in the big screen. You don't hear talked about a lot. Just to see a famous actor like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, play him, it just caught my eye. You know, it caught a lot of people's eyes. It really is a good movie, man. It really is. I'd suggest go out there and please support this. As a DC fan, please go support this movie. But it's so cool, man. It's so cool. Black Canary, she played by in the movie. She's from Birds of Prey. You know, in anticipation of Harley Quinn. The woman who played her, I always say her name wrong, but Juliet Smollett, I always say it wrong. Juliet Smollett. I love her, man. Beautiful woman. I love her portrayal in the movie. She's actually, Birds of Prey didn't gross a lot in the theaters, but it's one of the few movies that I love a lot. It gets trashed on a lot. I think it's the 8th entry in the DCEU, but I love it. I like it a lot. You got Cassandra Cain in there. You got the Huntress. You got obviously you got Harley Quinn, but Black Canary to me stands out. I love her a lot. Black Mask is the villain in there with Zaslav. I love that. I absolutely, with Victor Zaz in there. I like Black Canary. So to hear that she was gonna do it, and the script is being written, so just don't know whether they're gonna put it either on HBO Max or in the theater. So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to come in here real quick, man. Hope everybody's taking care of themselves, man. Hope everybody's enjoying Black Adam. If you've seen it or if you've not seen it, please leave a comment. I always write back to everybody. And if you can, man, give us a script. Give us, you know, right now I'm at 113 subscribers. I'd love to have more. If you can, I'd appreciate it, man. And, you know, until the next video, man, remember, man, God first and then family. But until the next one, take care of yourself, guys. Peace.